Hugo Broos has picked his final 26-man squad of players who are going to represent South Africa in the World Cup. So let's look at each and every player and talk about what I think, and especially about the 6 players who are left out. More like the 5 players who are left out, because one of them, it was always obvious that it wasn't going anywhere. Before we even get started with the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Here we talk all things football, so do make sure to subscribe to the channel for such content. So the very first and obvious player was always going to go to Bafana's final squad is the captain himself, Ronwen Williams. I have to say, he's going to be a starter. I hope that save in the final of the Champions League kind of lifted his confidence, because whether you support Chiefs, Pirates or Sundowns, once the national team plays, you can't be thinking, oh, my keeper should be playing, or so-and-so's keeper should be playing, because they're not going to change the captain at the World Cup while he's been playing in qualifiers, while he's been playing in AFCON and World Cup qualifiers and everything. Which brings us to Ricardo Kos. Now, we need to be honest, Ricardo Kos was going to go whether you like it or not, because he's a very good goalkeeper, and his selection is not just based on has he been starting or not for Bafana in recent games, but it's also about the fact that he's been part of the furniture for such a long time. Since the very beginning of time, like Umchita has been there, Abo, the other keepers have come and gone, but he's been consistently number 2 of Ronwen Williams, and he's just part of that setup, whether you like it or not. Now, this is where it gets very interesting, because we just talked about Ricardo Kos being a very good goalkeeper and stopping shots. He's playing for a small team where he has to save every single game. Sepho China had 21 clean sheets in the league, which, if you look at that number, it's obviously brilliant. It's great. It warranties or guarantees him a place in the Bafana setup. The controversy obviously here is in the fact that people will say, or people are saying even now online, Brendan Peterson would have been preferred or should have been preferred over China, because of the fact that he's faced more shots than China. China's faced less shots than Peterson. So where you stand on that, you're going to let me know on the comments. And please don't use this for banter. This is supposed to be a discussion. There is nothing to do with clubism, because if we go according to clean sheets, then it should have been Sepho China, Ronwen Williams, Brendan Peterson. But if we go according to continuity as well of the squad, then the 3 keepers who've been selected make sense. But then the question is, when does form come into play when you're talking about the national team? And I will say that if or had Brendan Peterson not been injured in the previous intake of Bafana, I think he easily goes to the World Cup. Who would have dropped? I do not know. But then we go to the defenders, and we start with Thabang Mathuludi, who is going to be the reserve for Ukhuliso Mdau. I mean, we know this. We can't even argue about that. Which then brings us to the 3rd right back, which is Usibelebele. Now, again, this is a question of why, right? And the answer is probably because he can play as a winger as well as a right winger, because we pretty much, if you watch Pirates, he's been playing as a right back the entire season, or should I say the second part of the season mainly, or towards the end of the first half of the season and basically the second half of the season. So he's the right back, but it can also be played as a wing, especially if you are in a game where you're attacking. But is he really actually going to have a chance to play? And the answer is no. So if you already have Mathuludi on the bench, who's also not going to play, do you need another right back who's just going to sit on the bench? It's a question, right? Now, it brings us to the next player, which is Mbogazi. He was never, ever not going to make it to the Bafana squad. We'll talk about the starting 11, but he's one player who was definitely assured that he would be going to the World Cup, because he is literally the best defender that South Africa has. Him and Mdau are up there. And then we also have Usbisi. Again, Egasbisi, people should forget about Panta. Usbisi, yes, there were shaky moments at some point in the season, but he led Pirates to the 3 cups. I mean, 2 cups and the league. In leadership yak, and him being part of the Bafana setup all along, it wouldn't have made sense for him to be dropped in any way, shape, or form. Which then brings us to Ime Okon. And I put this picture of him celebrating because he's already scored for Bafana. But then again, remember the whole thing of him being half Nigerian, half South African has made some people not even talk about him as a footballer, but him as a Nigerian and all of the beef between South Africans and Nigerians. But let's be honest, Umchita has done a clean job so far in Bafana, and I don't get the beef that people have with this guy. Which then brings us to Kuluman and Ndamane. I've already expressed my fears that I have with Ndamane a bit because towards the end of the season, especially in the league games, he looked a bit shaky sometimes. But Ukat also trusts him. He even played him in the Champions League final. I was like, oh, he actually trusts this kid. Because he's clean, he can play, he's very good. But sometimes there's those moments where he looks shaky. Even in the final of the Champions League, there were like moments where I was watching Sundowns. I'm like, oh, Ndamane got to now. Yeah, so obviously now he's not going to be a starter. He's going to be reserved for Umbogazi at left center back. Which then brings us to someone that I wasn't expecting, Oluwethu Makhanya. I think Makhanya came on because Bruce wanted a replacement for Siyabonga Ngezana. But when I look at the heat map of Oluwethu Makhanya, because I've not been watching Philadelphia Union, I'm not going to lie to you, it seems like they play more as a left center back, which to me does not then make sense because on the left you have Umbogazi, you have Ndamane already. On the right, you have Upaoti, you have Ime Okon. So, Umchita, you know, what does it fit, right? So, it's like, okay, when it was Ngezana, I got it because he was already a starter and he was playing alongside Umbogazi. But then people were criticizing that because of combination leadership and all of those things. But Makhanya, where is he going to play? And I don't remember him being called up. I think maybe he was called up, but he didn't play. So I don't get it. But if we are going to be consistent with our logic and say that players are called up because of, yes, their ability to play, but on top of that, being or having been part of the squad, I don't see where he fits except that he just knows how to play football. So, yeah, good for him. Speaking of left-sided fullbacks, I mean center backs, Bradley Cross doubles as a left center back, but he can also play as a left back. So Ukross in Bafana, some people are saying he's being called because he's white, so they want to show that South Africa also has white players. But to be honest, I was never comfortable with Modiba just being the only one who's a left back because Modiba was always guaranteed that he's going to the World Cup and he's a starter. But the guy who was behind him, Usamugele Kabini, I'm not comfortable with this guy. And that is why I thought initially Ukross is just going to come in and replace Ukabini. But that's not that. All 3 of them are called. So we have 3 left backs, 3 right backs, 5 center backs. Yeah, it is 5 center backs. Mbogazi, Ndamane, Ime Okon, Sbisi, and then there's the last one, Oluwethu. So there's 11 defenders that are selected for this team. I think it's a bit much. I think it's a bit much when you consider the positions that we're about to talk about in midfield because, yes, in midfield, without a doubt, Tebogo Mokoena was always going to be there. I don't even need to explain why he was selected. Phepelo Stall. This is where people were like, but this guy has not been doing well. He's not been doing well at all. But remember, one of the reasons that players are selected into the Bafana squad, especially so close to the World Cup, is that one magical word, continuity. And Ustole and Mokoena have been playing together for such a long time. And I think they will continue playing together. Unless, of course, Jaden Adams starts alongside Mokoena. We will see what happens. But then again, if you look at these 3, in fact, these 4, because Umbata is the 4th one, again, no disputes there in Mbata being there. But the question is, all of these guys are holding midfielders slash box-to-box midfielders. There isn't really much significant difference in them. Umkwena Nombata, they are not the same type of footballer, but they are those people who arrive late in the box, smash goals in. Ustole is more of a deep-lying playmaker, and and then Jaden can also do the late runs into the box. So they are quite similar. I'm sure we could have used a slightly different profile of a player. Who that is, you're going to tell me on the comments. And then that brings us to the number 10s. And there is Ushikabala. He's not playing at Sundowns, but let's be honest. Bafana have not found his replacement. Not yet, at least. We've not found the replacement for Umshishi. So even though he hasn't been too much game time for him at Sundowns, there's no clear replacement, because even now, Mfukeng, you can see glimpses that he's going to eventually be that number 10 at Bafana. But what surprised me, we're going to talk about it later on. There is no dispute of Mfukeng being in the Bafana squad, but it seems like he's still going to sit on the bench, because he's either going to be waiting on the bench to come on for Uthemba Zwane, or he's going to be coming on off the bench for Osuna Police, because let's be honest, this guy is the best Bafana player. Some people might argue that it's Tebogo Mokoena, but in terms of producing goals up front and creating goals up front, it's been Osuna Police since his days at Polokwane City. So Mfukeng doesn't start as a 10, he doesn't start as a winger, but the nice thing is he can come on either as a winger or as a 10, so he will still get a lot of game time, which then, by the way, if you notice, Osuna Police is going to be the only left winger there, and Mfukeng, but Mfukeng, as we said, he's doubling as a 10 and as a winger. But right wingers, there's Utepang Moremi, who's had a brilliant season with Pirates, no complaints, or not too many complaints, and there's also Utapelo Masego, who I'm very happy to see, because him and Moremi, they are more like for like, very pacey. They pack a very powerful shot. So like for like on that right-hand side. And then up front, we have Ikram Reyners, who's currently having his lunch being eaten by a striker from Colombia, but he's played well when he's got 10 minutes. And then there's also Evidence Mahopa, who's also having his lunch eaten by Umbutuma, and he comes on and he does not really score that many goals. And then you have Ikram Reyners, who plays for just a relegated Burnley side, and you understand why. If you look at the numbers of the strikers of the Bafana squad, they look like this. The first one on the top left on the left side is Ikram Reyners. If you see, he's better than both the strikers. In the middle, the one with, I'm going to read. The guy with 12 goals is Ikram Reyners. The guy with 6 goals is Evidence Mahopa. The guy with 3 goals is Lyle Foster. Obviously, Foster plays at a much higher and more competitive league, and you can even see with the expected goals. So expected goals just measures the quality of the chances that you get, and then based on that, they estimate that you are expected to score this many goals. So if you look at Reyners, his expected goals is 9. So he was expected to score 9 goals based on the quality of chances that he got. But he scored how many? 12. If you look at Mahopa, expected goals is 6.86, which if you round it off is 7, but he only scored 6. And then the expected goals of Foster, 3.25, much lower and fewer goals expected for him to score because of where he plays and the chances that he gets. And then if you also look at their numbers, big chances missed, Foster hamba phambili, Reyners missed more as well, and then Mahopa also missed more. So it's an area that is slightly concerning for Bafana, and you wonder if adding more people in that position would help, or adding more attacking players, number 10s, would help, because then would create more chances, would miss a lot, but will score eventually because there are many chances. Which is why when you come to the players who are omitted, Brendan Peterson, we've already touched on him. I think it's a bit sad that he's not going, but what can you say? Thabiso Munyane, after that injury that he had earlier on in the season, he's not really been like the Munyane who arrived at Chiefs, who started the season that well. So I can't complain about Matuludi and Tau being ahead of him. And Umabue is performed really well for Chiefs, but it was always going to be difficult to break in to the team with those 4 players that Hugo Bruce has clearly worked with and understands, and they also understand him. So hard luck to him. Pogombul, I don't think anyone really expected him to go. So, he's just happy to be part of the 32, who I think will all go to USA, because these 6 who did not make the cut, I think they travel with the team and they train with the team, but they're not part of, the 26 players who, if the team, let's say, won the World Cup, would also get medals, but they will be part of the squad. I think that's how it works. And then Maswanganyi. Now, Maswanganyi's form kind of dipped at some point in the season, and we saw Mfukeng taking over, playing as a 10. But I will tell you now, looking at the numbers that Bafana has in terms of Umshishi might get injured, or Umshishi might not give you 90 minutes every game. A natural 10, you look across the league, really you can't find anyone else except him, Umaswanganyi, and Mebundlovu from Arrows. But you don't really see other 10s. So for me, to have Mfukeng, who's more of a converted 10, be the backup to the main 10 that we have, and not have another option in Maswanganyi, I think Maswanganyi, there's an argument to be made that maybe as an option, maybe even Campbell was not even in the short list. So I don't know. I think this one does not make much sense. And Lige Umrena, I would have loved to see him come, but I think the issue with the injury also affected him to not go. So I think it's a good squad. I'm just surprised with the extra left back, the extra right back, and the extra center backs. I think we could have dropped like Ukabini, Sibelebele, Olwethu Makhanya, and with those 3 players, you could put Umaswanganyi, you could find another attacking player, maybe Campbell, and then you could put maybe another winger, But, it is what it is. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed, do it. It's free. Danko.